Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today, we are going to continue
reading
the book
of Enoch.
Yes.
Wow.
Amazing.
We're almost perfectly in sync.
Yeah, and we're almost there.
You guys
we're
are
almost at the end.
Disjarring bullshit. It's horrible.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost done.
We're like one of those voicemail messages.
Yeah,
you know, when people set up their voicemails
Well,
and then their roommates,
as
a couple of roommates. Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys, so inappropriate.
That's pretty bad.
That's us now.
We're nope. Anyways, we're reading chapters 94 through 97 today.
Yes. And we are slowly approaching the end. You know, the translation we're reading, what is that? What is that beautiful translation we have there?
Hermenia translation of First Enoch by George W. E. Nicholsberg and James C. Vanderkam.
And we did have their commentary, but they didn't have a commentary on this section.
Apparently there's stuff in that other commentary.
Yeah, in the first one apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
We don't have whatever.
We don't have it, unfortunately.
Doesn't matter.
It would be cool if we did have it.
It would be cool if we
did. But we're not going to use it on the show.
Yeah, exactly. So. But before we hop into the reading, the poll was very close. If you guys didn't see it, the poll for the next video that we're going to be working on.
Yep.
Very close. I think it was like 48% were for Akhenaten, and 52% were for the historicity of the patriarchs. And I think I'm going to split up the patriarchs video into multiple ones to talk about each patriarch.
Yeah. Who are not historical figures.
No.
Not at all.
But I'll explain why.
Yep.
I'll explain why. Either way, I have Eerdman's commentary on the Bible. That is the commentary we will be using.
We also have other books.
Yeah, we have the Apocalyptic Imagination from J.J. Collins. We have the translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls that we don't really need right now.
Are we using any of the other books today?
No.
Okay.
Amazing.
But we have them.
Yeah, we have them. The other books, they're, there you go. A little more on screen.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
well,
we're starting second Maccabees after First Enoch.
Yep.
Yeah, very excited.
First Maccabees.
Yeah, I said First Maccabees.
First and then second.
And then second.
Yes.
As numbers go.
We do have the books in already.
We do.
They're huge.
They are, yeah.
I'm really going to need that bookshelf.
Yeah, we are. Anyways, why don't I read the part of the introduction that goes over the sections that we're going over today?
Fantastic. Why don't you do that?
Okay. They just got finished talking about the theme of the coming judgment. And they go on to say, the woes juxtapose in their two major components the paradox of historical injustice and belief in divine judgment. Collectively, the indictments in these woes provide a description of the author's world. The charges are of two types. The first are religious, strictly speaking, idolatry, consuming blood, and blasphemy, cursing, disregarding and perverting divine law as the righteous, the wise, understand it, thus leading many astray. The second type of woes attributes social misdeeds to the sinners. The rich and powerful abuse the righteous, build sumptuous houses at the expense of others, banquet in luxury while the poor suffer, hoard wealth and food, parade about in fine clothes and jewelry.
Yeah, they are assholes.
And perjure themselves.
Stop talking about me so poorly.
No, that will never end. You suck, Chris.
Oh, jeez. I'm just going to change the cameras randomly.
Okay, then.
Wow.
There you go.
That's fine.
Terrible.
Wow. The exhortations embody the same paradox as the woes. In their first part, some of them call the righteous to courage, faith, and hope in view of the sinner's coming judgment, described in the second part. other exhortations appeal for courage in the face of present calamity, first part, on the basis of a promise of vindication and everlasting life for the righteous, in the second part. Descriptions of the judgment or events leading up to it constitute the third major form in these chapters. The adverbial introductions then or in those days recall parallel passages in the prophetic books. The author's use of prophetic forms suggests that he is presenting his message as revelation, an impression strengthened by his use of formulas that elsewhere introduce revelations and especially forecasts. Know, be it known, I say to you. Stronger yet is the oath formula, I swear to you. References to happenings in the heavenly realm also presume Enoch's claim to revelation. And the rest I'll read next time.
Fantastic.
This section.
I don't really have anything specific to add, but we are in the letter proper because remember before we had the Apocalypse of Weeks, for example. This is the Epistle of Enoch proper.
Yes.
So yeah, let's just jump
Let's
into it.
hop
I guess
into it. Chapter 94.
Oh, and make sure you guys drop a like because if you don't, I will throat punch you. Because apparently, according to Philip DeFranco, people respond positively when you threaten them with physical violence.
Well, I'm sure they're all smashing that like button.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Anyway,
Lemmings.
Enoch's instruction on the two ways. Chapter 94. And now I say to you, my children. He's not just referencing Methuselah now.
No, this is all of his descendants.
Yes. Love righteousness and walk in it. For the paths of righteousness are worthy of acceptance, but the paths of iniquity will quickly be destroyed and vanish. And to certain people of a generation, the paths of violence and death will be revealed, and they will keep away from them, and they will not follow them. And now I say to you, O righteous, walk not in the paths of evil, nor in the paths of death. Approach them not, lest you be destroyed. But seek and choose for yourselves righteousness and an elect life, and walk in the paths of peace, that you may live and prosper. Hold fast the thought of your heart, and do not erase my word from your heart. For I know that sinners will tempt people to do harm to wisdom, and no place will be found for her, and none of the temptation will diminish.
What you said about don't erase the word from your heart, that's very similar to the idea of don't erase anything from this book, right? The book of life.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Wow. Thank you.
Did you get one ha?
Yeah, one ha.
Enoch's first discourse, social oppression. This is 94:6 through 96:3. I'll hand it to you after that.
Okay.
Woes against the violent and rich. Woe to those who build iniquity and violence and lay deceit as a foundation, for quickly they will be overthrown, and they will have no peace, like the church.
Here's a little note here about the apocalyptic message of the Epistle of Enoch, and as they reference it in Eerdman's commentary, the admonitions of Enoch. So, let me just read this little portion here. The apocalyptic message of the Epistle of Enoch is that even though the existing world is admittedly unjust, with the wicked prospering and the righteous suffering, a day of judgment is coming which will correct this situation, bringing certain punishment for evildoers and vindication for the faithful. I mean, pretty much how most apocalyptic things work.
Yeah. Woe to those who build their houses with sin, for from all their foundations they will be overthrown, and by the sword they will fall. And those who acquire gold and silver in judgment will quickly perish. Woe to you, rich, for in your riches you have trusted. From your riches you will depart, because you have not remembered the Most High in the days of your riches.
How could you not remember the Most High?
Yeah,
He is the Most High.
Constantly.
Yeah, and as we know, he regularly interacts with people at this point in time so much in the story, even.
And even up until today, the Most High.
Yeah.
So we are told.
Ooh.
People tell us that.
I was reading some stuff about the Saints last week.
Yes.
Or I guess it's still this week.
Which we're very proud of. Let's give a round of applause to Chris.
There, I did it for myself to push the yellow
It's working on something. That's fantastic.
Okay. The interesting thing is how many times people said they were buried with their fathers till this day.
Well, yeah. That's
how many of them
straight out of there.
Were not there because of the fact that the Saints cult, basically, the guys who started the idea of saints, raided all those tombs and took all the body parts so that they could have them as relics.
Yeah, very similar to the intermediate periods in Egypt.
Yeah. You know, Alexander the Great's tomb was robbed.
Was it?
Yeah. Some people think
must
that
not have been that great.
Some people think that his remains are in the Vatican to this day.
I mean, a lot of people think that there's a lot of stuff in the Vatican. I'm sure there is a lot of stuff in the Vatican.
Well, there is definitely a lot. Like there's thousands of ancient manuscripts.
Yeah, but we can't just
see.
Yeah, but we can't just say a specific thing.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, let's continue.
You have committed blasphemy and iniquity. And you have been prepared for the day of bloodshed and the day of darkness and the day of great judgment. Thus I say and make known to you, he who created you will overturn you, and for your fall there will be no compassion, and your Creator will rejoice at your destruction. And your righteous ones in those days will be a reproach to the sinners and the wicked. Now we're in chapter 95.
Yeah, one of the weird things about the sinners and the wicked, I'm going to quote this from Erdman's.
Okay.
It is difficult to identify these sinners since some passages imply that they are pagans, while others accuse them of perverting the Jewish scriptures. They are idolaters, but they, quote, tamper with the words of truth and distort the eternal covenant and lead others into error. In all probability, the sinners of this booklet include both powerful Gentile rulers and worldly wise Jewish collaborators willing to compromise their religion for pragmatic gain.
Mm.
So it's just important to keep in mind who the author is referring to when they say the sinners and the wicked.
Yes.
Because obviously they're very wealthy. We were just told that they were rich.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
He kept bragging about it. He just went on
Well,
for
yeah.
like 5 lines.
he wasn't bragging. He was just real mad.
Okay, fine. He elaborated in depth on their wealth.
Anyways,
Oh, that my eyes were a fountain, there's a footnote, presuming an Aramaic corruption from Ein to Anan, cloud. Okay. Oh, that my eyes were a fountain of water, that I might weep over you. I would pour out my tears as a cloud of water, and I would rest from the grief of my heart. Who has permitted you to practice hatred and evil? The judgment will overtake you. Literally, will find you, sinners. The next verse is its own
like
section.
karma.
Yeah, I guess. The next verse is its own section. It's an exhortation to the righteous. Fear not the sinners, O righteous, for the Lord will again deliver them into your hand, that you may execute judgment on them as you desire. Now there's another section, a second string of woes. Woe to you who utter anathemas that you cannot loose. Some manuscripts cannot be loosed and can be loosed. So,
What?
Yeah,
either
thanks.
A or not A.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that verse in Deuteronomy, I think, was it?
The one where
Every translation said something different.
yeah, every translation.
We have to
said
go back
something.
to, the
have
Hebrew.
to.
But
We'll figure it out.
yeah, but it was just very amusing how
That was
every
the
translation
best.
was very polar opposite.
Yeah. But here, apparently, some manuscripts say cannot or can.
Okay, fantastic.
Great.
Well,
Healing.
actually, here's the weird thing to figure out which one makes more sense. This is actually a method used in textual criticism. So, if you have two manuscripts that are completely different on something, you try to figure out which one a scribe would most likely change something to. So, whichever one makes the least sense is actually probably the original. Because is a scribe more likely to change, for this, for example, are they more likely to change a can to a cannot or a cannot into a can?
I'm not even sure. Because it's like, woe to you who utter anathemas that you cannot loose. So it's like, if you say
So yeah,
you
the thing is,
loose,
right,
then it means the same thing, basically, as you cannot. Because you say you cannot loose these anathemas that you utter means that you cannot rid yourself of them. But you can loose these anathemas that you utter means you can continually say them.
I would think that the more original is cannot, because actually, hold on, no, I would say that the most original is probably can, because if you're if a scribe that is looking to portray the idea of these people being sinners is more likely to change it into a cannot. So can, I don't know the exact manuscripts that they're referencing, so I would go with what they're saying, but because they probably have way more to work with than I do. But at least
they just say some read that and some read the other one.
Sure. So a textual commentary on this would actually be really cool.
Yeah. Healing will be far from you on account of your sins. Woe to you who repay your neighbor with evil, for you will be repaid according to your deeds. Woe to you, lying witnesses, and those who weigh out injustice, for quickly you will be destroyed. Woe to you, sinners, because you persecute the righteous. For you will be handed over and persecuted because of injustice, and their yoke will be heavy on you. Some manuscripts read, its yoke.
So, yeah, so this is one of those that makes it seem like the evil sinner ones, the bad guys, are pagans. Because they're persecuting the righteous, the Jews.
Yeah. We're at 96. I'm gonna trade it off to you because the second discourse that we're gonna go into, it goes 96.4 to 98.8, and we're only going through 97 today.
Sure.
You can start us off with chapter 96. And hey, if you're enjoying the stream so far, make sure to give us a like, share us with your friends, family, neighbors. Tell them to lend us their ears.
What are you doing?
That's all there is.
Yeah, there's not that much left.
Wow. We're really, really close to the end.
Yeah, we are. We are really close to the end.
I was flipping maybe it goes into
there's
more
some
depth
more?
about, No. There's just bibliography for most
There's literally a page left.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. Either way. Drop a like, share, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't. So you said we're at 61? Sorry, 96? Why did I say 61? Because it's 96.1.
96.
Okay. Be hopeful, O righteous, for quickly the sinners will perish before you, and you will have authority over them as you desire. So quickly, probably some upcoming, very, very soon, shortly, they're expecting this.
When you said be hopeful,
You thought it was going to be behold.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah.
And then it ruined it when you said be hopeful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You got ahead of yourself there. On the day of the tribulation of the sinners, Your children will mount up and ascend like eagles. And higher than the vultures will be your nest. You will climb up and enter the crevices of the earth and the clefts of the rock forever. Like, this is weird. Is this Connie's before the lawless? What is that? Coney's before the lawless? Conies?
Coney's.
Coney's?
Like Coney Island.
I don't think.
No,
No.
not even.
I've never heard that word before. Whatever, you can go ahead and Google that. But anyway, so they're talking about, pretty much going up to not exactly heaven, but they're ascending very high, but also ascending the crevices of the earth. You will climb up. So high mountains, just in general?
Noun. The fur of a rabbit, especially when dyed to simulate Hudson's seal.
What?
Amazing.
A rabbit, obsolete. A person who is easily tricked.
Okay,
Gull.
that one
Dupe.
makes more sense.
I don't know. I like
Just
that.
like Coney Island.
Like dupes before the lawless. That makes sense.
Just like rabbit for being passed off as seal.
And they will sigh because of you and weep like sirens. So God's mad at these guys because they were fooled. I feel like he could have done something about that. But anyways, they're going to be, glorified. The chosen people, the righteous, they will be glorified.
Yes.
Fear not, you who have suffered, for you will receive healing, and a bright light will shine upon you. That's God. And the voice of, or maybe one of the angels, and the voice of rest you will hear from heaven. So now we're going on into Enoch's second discourse, the abuses of wealth and the judgment of the rich. So here are the woes against the rich. Woe to you, sinners, for your riches make you appear to be righteous, but your heart convicts you of being sinners. And this world will be a testimony against you, a reminder of your evil deeds. What's up?
Woe to the rich. What chapter, verse are you on?
Oh, I already have that pulled up, the Luke part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have that pulled up.
I also have it pulled up.
So,
Great.
Alaban, could you press it a third time just to be sure?
Yeah. But
Anyways.
what verse are you on?
I just finished verse 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
96.
Yes. Woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat and quaff wine from the mixing bowl. Quaff wine from the mixing bowl. There's a note here. Ethiopian has drank the strength of the root of the fountain. So apparently it's corrupt. Emendation based on Amos 6:6 and posits corruptions in the Aramaic and the Greek behind the Ethiopic. Okay. Interesting. So they're actually preferring.
Times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, but it does happen because textual criticism is kind of hard. So they're just doing their best. They're taking into account all manuscripts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, while you tread on the lowly with your might, I can just picture them in their castles with their fine wine with a little bit of the bubbly, classic.
I can see it.
Yeah. Woe to you who drink water from every fountain. And apparently the Ethiopic says all the time instead of from every fountain. The Aramaic corruption is amended to fit verse 6. Verse 6c, that's actually another part, which makes more sense. So if I continue with the verse, drink water from every fountain, for quickly you will be repaid, and cease and dry up, because you have forsaken the fountain of life. So yeah, it makes more sense the way that they're doing it.
Now, is that ontically the fountain of life?
Well, no.
That fountain that is in Sheol.
I don't think so, because these guys are sinners.
Yeah. Which is why they can't access that fountain. They're in the other pits.
They're in the other one.
Yep.
Woe to you who commit iniquity and deceit and blasphemy, It will be a reminder against you for evil. Woe to you, mighty, who with might oppress the righteous one, for the day of your destruction will come. In those days, many good days will come for the righteous in the day of your judgment. So good old coming destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that was the end of chapter 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite short.
Did you already read this bit here about the sinners?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Although I think at the end of what verse? At the end of actually, I think at the end of chapter 97, we're going to go over the Luke part, right?
97, 8 through 10.
Okay, great.
Just
So
tell
anyways,
me when you get there.
Sure. 97. Take courage, O righteous, for the sinners will become an object of contempt, and they will be destroyed on the day of iniquity. We were just told that.
Yeah.
Be it known to you that the Most High has your destruction in mind, and the angels of heaven make disclosure concerning your destruction. So there, he's got a note here for make disclosure. The Ethiopian is apparently rejoice, and they are presuming in Aramaic corruption. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so the angels of heaven make disclosure, or the angels of heaven rejoice concerning your destruction. I mean, that would partially make sense either way, because to make disclosure, it's being written in the book of Enoch, and Enoch is, being revealed this, right?
Right. He's getting it from the angels, particularly Uriel.
Yeah. Next section, to the sinners on the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And what will you do, O sinners? And where will you flee on that day of judgment when you hear the words of the prayer of the righteous? You will not be like them, for this word will be a testimony against you. And then, in quotes, you have been companions of sinners. And there's a good amount of stuff on this here. Or it's surrounded by a lot of stuff, I should say. And see, never mind. For possible corruption, see 1 Enoch 1.
Oh.
The one that we don't have.
That's the one we don't have.
Yeah. But anyways, in those days.
But I like how guilt by association is just a thing.
Yes. Yes, it is. In those days, the prayer of the righteous will come to the Lord, but to you the days of your judgment will come, and all the words of your lawless deeds will be read out before the great Holy One, and your face will be put to shame. Then he will remove all the deeds that partook in lawlessness. Remove all the deeds. So apparently that's Greek, and the Ethiopian were founded in instead of partook.
Okay.
So,
which is a little different.
Yeah. I think it definitely makes more sense. I mean, it's kind of weird to say partook, but we're founded in definitely makes more sense. I think maybe not as a translation necessarily, but to understand it.
Right.
So all the bad stuff, all things that cause the bad stuff, are all gone, or will be gone. So, anyways, here are some woes against the rich. Woe to you, sinners, who are in the midst of the sea on the land. The reminder against you is evil. Woe to you who acquire gold and silver and unjustly say, we have become very wealthy, and we have gotten possessions, and we have acquired all that we have wished, and now let us do what we have wished. For silver we have gathered up in our treasuries, and many goods in our houses, and as water they are poured out. So they are just absolutely loaded.
Yeah. Finish out this verse and I'll read a section.
Okay. You err, for your wealth will not remain, but will quickly ascend from you. For you have acquired everything unjustly, and you will be delivered to a great curse.
Another curse. You know, I thought the curse that we got in Psalms last week was pretty cool, but this is a cool curse too.
And yeah, that's the end of the chapter.
Well,
quite short, but yeah, let's talk about some woes.
Let me talk about this. Enoch's letter describes the wicked in more detail than in the other books. Most of their crimes are social justice issues, abuses of wealth and power. Some of these woes aimed at the rich resemble the words of Jesus as recorded in the Gospel of Luke. They reference chapter 94, verse 8, and 97, 8 through 10, which you just read.
Yeah.
They say, compare Luke 6:24 and 12:16 through 21. It's quite possible that a real connection exists between the AE, not the animal apocalypse.
No, that's not it.
The A of Enoch, the admonitions
yeah.
of Enoch, and
you can't redact that comment. I saw that comment.
And the third evangelist. But these sections, Luke 6:24 and 12:16 through 21. I have the New King James.
Oh, the
version,
New King James.
which
Come
is
on.
Quite water damaged. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
That happened a long time ago.
It must have. Must have happened a long time ago. But 6:24 states, this is Jesus talking. He's currently at a mountain talking to his disciples.
Oh, this is part of the Beatitudes.
I guess. I've never read the New Testament. So,
well, anyways, you can read the section.
It says, quote, "But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation." Which, yeah.
That's very, very like what we have just read out about the rich.
Very much so. A little less scathing.
Well, yeah. But you know the same idea pretty much. Your time, your glory days are over. Yeah.
And 12:16 through 21. At this point, Jesus is speaking before a larger group, a multitude of people that gathered together.
So today, before you finish off your thing, today was, pretty short, but I'm going to ask the audience, do you want us to continue with the next chapter?
Yeah, do you want us to do... Well, anyways, audience, answer that question.
How much do we have left of this book, even, of Enoch?
There's
not that much.
Yeah, not that much.
Everyone's
everyone's saying yes.
so far.
It's a pretty short show.
Anyways, 16 through 21 of Luke 12.
Sure.
Then he spoke a parable to them, saying, "The ground of a certain rich man yielded plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, 'What shall I do, since I have no room to store my crops?' So he said, 'I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there I will store all my crops and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, drink, eat, and be merry.' But God said to him, 'Fool, this night your soul will be required of you. Then whose will those things be which you have provided? So is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God.'"
Thanks for that reading.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
A lot.
Yeah. So how about this? How about so 98 is split in a weird way, but I don't know, how would you feel about 98 and 99?
Let me get it. 98 and 99.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
While you check that to see how you feel about it, I'm going to check what plan we had before.
Well, see, 99's a weird one, too.
Well, if we do 99, then, I mean, I understand it is kind of weird, but at least they would have some kind of break. Because the way this is listed, what are the big header pages? Like at the very top there?
99:11 through 101.
No, this.
Enoch's fourth discourse.
Right, okay, so it's split up in discourses, and the discourses are, like, some of them show up in the middle of a chapter, so it is kind of weird.
Vegeta, I'm very confident that this is Tartarus. I am so bored.
Why don't we actually read, yeah, I mean, I guess we can go to 100. I'll take over.
Okay, so we're going to 100.
Should I
Yes,
do
change
something?
it. Change the number right there. Yes, fantastic.
Here.
Great. Looking amazing.
That's that.
This. What were we going to do before?
We'll figure that out later.
Okay. Then I guess we can probably finish off the Book of Enoch next time.
Yeah, why not? Just power through this. We want to get into
It's
First
only
Maccabees.
108 chapters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, we are now at 98.
Yes.
Okay. 98. An oath to the wise. And now I swear to you, the wise and not the foolish, that you will see many things on the earth. For men will put on adornments as women, and fair colors more than virgins, in kingship and majesty and power. And silver and gold will be among them as food, and in their houses there will be poured out like water. These will be poured out like water, because they have no knowledge or understanding. Thus they will perish together with all their possessions and all their splendor and honor, and for dishonor and slaughter and great destitution, their spirits will be cast into the fiery furnace.
So pretty much all the stuff they were bragging about in the last chapter, they're saying, well, that's the bad thing. That's the thing you shouldn't have.
That's why you're being punished.
Yeah.
2 oaths to the sinners on responsibility and the judgment. And I swear to you, sinners, textual problems in verses 4 through 5 are complex. Ethiopic speaks of a mountain becoming a slave and a hill a handmaid. A double Greek text reflecting 2 different readings of Aramaic suggests this is corrupt. I swear to you, sinners, that it was not ordained for man to be a slave, nor was a decree given for woman to be a handmaid, but it happened because of oppression. Thus lawlessness was not sent upon the earth, but men created it by themselves, and those who do it will come to a great curse. That's not what we read in the Torah.
No, not even a little.
Not even a little. In fact, the Torah seemed pretty pro-slavery.
It was pro-slavery.
Yes. Likewise.
Very, very much okay with slaves.
Yeah.
As long as they weren't Jewish.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you could still sell your daughters. So as long as they weren't Jewish
yes.
men.
Yeah, I guess. But see, it's okay because you had a loophole, right?
Yeah. Because they could get out of it.
Yeah.
Kinda. Likewise, neither is a woman created barren. Some are.
Yeah, some are.
Yeah. But because of the works of her hands, she is disgraced with childlessness.
Oh, so because they're working, is that it?
Yep. If a woman works, she'll be barren. And no woman is born barren.
Hold on, doesn't like Jordan Peterson complain about this? About women not reproducing and instead working or some shit like that? Or someone does.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's people that
Someone
want
in
more
that
people.
sphere.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
frankly.
That's really depressing.
Yeah.
It's like, just do your own fucking thing. Damn.
They can't reproduce anymore. No more reproduction.
They're too old to reproduce now.
Too old to reproduce. Anyways. Because, yeah, that's ridiculous. I swear to you, sinners, by the great Holy One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in heaven, and that you will have no unrighteous deed that is hidden. Do not suppose to yourself or say in your heart that they do not know, and your unrighteous deeds are not seen in heaven, nor are they written down before the Most High. Henceforth, know that all your unrighteous deeds are written down day by day until the day of your judgment. Enoch's third discourse, True and False Religion and Their Consequences. Woes against those who err.
Yes, I think that makes sense.
Like ERR?
Yeah, error.
Like anyone who makes
an
a
error.
mistake?
Yes. But of course the mistake.
Scribes.
Fuck those people who make mistakes.
Right, but it would be a mistake of the law.
I guess.
Yeah, but the law is corrupt. Read the text.
Well, in the story, this is before the law was written. Right? Because Enoch came way before that.
Yeah.
So
I guess,
this is just anyone who makes a mistake
well,
of any kind.
In any severity.
maybe specifically against the Jews,
Now let's read.
I
We'll
guess.
find out.
because that was like the big thing, about being rich, is that because there were these people that were rich, they were necessarily oppressing people that were poor.
Woe to you, fools, for you will be destroyed because of your folly. You do not listen to the wise, and good things will not happen to you, but evils will surround you. And now know that you have been prepared for a day of destruction, and do not hope to be saved, O sinners. You will depart and die. Know that you have been prepared for a day of great judgment and tribulation. There's a footnote. It says there's textual problems in the commentary that we don't have. And very great shame for your spirits. Woe to you, stiff-necked and hard of heart.
Oh, stiff neck comes up a lot in biblical literature. Like, remember there was in I think in the Golden Calf narrative, they were described as stiff-necked. And also in Deuteronomy, they were described as stiff-necked.
Ethiopic, it omits.
Stiff-necked?
Yeah. Stiff-necked.
Hey, Ruben.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Oh, thanks. Here, have some coronavirus.
Thanks.
I don't have the coronavirus.
You can't joke about that on YouTube.
Yeah. No, we probably just got demonetized.
Damn.
Fuck.
Hey, remember the donations
Yeah, donations.
before we get demonetized.
Before we get demonetized.
Once we hit $666.
Yeah, once we hit $666, we'll be doing alchemy.
Alchemy.
Anyways, but the Greek restores the stiff-necked. Just so you know.
Great.
Who do evil and consume blood? From where do you have good things to eat and drink and be satisfied? From all the good things that the Lord, the Most High, has abundantly provided upon the earth, you will have no peace. Woe to you who love the deeds of iniquity. Why do you have good hopes for yourselves? A typical Greek idiom that is perhaps the wording of the translator rather than the author.
So, I mean, that makes sense, right? Because, I mean, I would understand if you were doing really well in life, that's probably why you think you're going to do really well in life.
Yeah.
Because you're doing well in life.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Sure.
Some guy who has like literally nothing and he just thinks he's doing great. That's all he needs.
It's all in your heart. Heart of the cards.
That's
The heart
just
of
cheating.
the cards. The heart of the cards isn't cheating. It's top decking.
It is top decking.
Cheating.
Now be it known to you that you will be delivered into the hands of the righteous, and they will cut off your necks, and they will kill you and not spare you.
Wow.
Woe to you who rejoice over the troubles of the righteous. Your grave will not be dug. Woe to you who annul the words of the righteous. You will have no hope of salvation.
Yeah, so this is very much corporate fat cat. typical movie villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woe. Yeah, woe to you who write lying words and words of error. They write and lead many astray with their lies when they hear them. Greek and Ethiopic defective but restorable. Apparently.
Well, I guess that was their restoration.
Yeah. You yourselves err. You will have no peace, but will quickly perish. Now we're in chapter 99.
Should I take over chapter 99? You seem to be having some
It's-
issues.
2 verses before they get into the next section.
Okay,
So,
well, I'll take over the next section.
woe
at least,
to you who commit erring acts and who for false deeds receive honor and glory, and you will perish. You will have no salvation for good. Woe to you who alter the true words and pervert the everlasting covenant and consider themselves to be without sin. They will be swallowed up in the earth.
yeah, and you got to remember the everlasting covenant. What was the covenant at this point in time?
There is no covenant.
Yeah,
at
we
this
didn't even
point in
have
time.
Abraham yet.
Yeah,
Did
there's
we? I don't think there
no
was
Abraham.
Yeah, no Abraham yet.
But maybe he has future knowledge that there will be a
Ah,
covenant.
sure.
Didn't they have covenants before Abraham? Or something like
There
them?
was Noah's covenant,
I
but
swore
that-
there was
that-
no.
That
was-
was after Enoch. so-
yeah,
Still,
Yeah,
after
exactly.
Enoch. Okay, well, they're not doing a good job here.
not really. No,
Did he have a covenant with
Enoch?
Cain? Cain, he had a covenant.
he had a deal with Cain. What covenant was
That's
with
what a
Cain?
deal is.
No, it was very. It wasn't like for a whole people, was it?
It was.
It was just for Cain.
Dude, but yeah.
No way that
But that's a
Abel
deal.
had
It's
a
not- but
deal.
like other
It's a
people-
one-on-one deal. It's a covenant.
Yeah,
you
but it's
know?
not. It's not a deal that people can be entered. That other parties can be entered into.
Well, neither is this one. This
why
is
you gotta
just-
keep making
you
new
can
covenants.
hold on. No, you can enter into like other covenants.
No,
like-
not this one. This is just for the descendants of Enoch.
Exactly,
And because
exactly,
Noah is
but
a
that's how
descendant
you-
of Enoch, it applies equally to all
Sure, but
human
that's
beings.
but that's how you enter into it. You can enter into that by birth, then.
right, by birth.
Right, but that's still entering into it.
Well, I presume that you could enter into Cain's covenant
How?
by getting the mark of Cain.
Okay, well, like,
Congratulations,
oh, whoops,
everybody!
that's
Lawrence
me.
is in the club.
No, but the thing is, I don't think he ever gave that deal to anybody else that we read about.
I don't.
He
not
didn't.
yet, at least.
Yeah, not yet. I don't recall any other stories about that.
No,
I think he
Probably
was the
not.
only guy. So I don't think it was like
But
something
that-
else.
but
It's a one-off.
as far as that's concerned, I think that's the only covenant of any kind that's popped
And
up
that's
so
that's
far.
not even the covenant in the same way
Yeah,
that the other ones
it's
are.
not an everlasting covenant.
Sure, it's just
Right.
it's just for Cain.
Yeah.
It's just a regular ass deal. So, anyways, let's continue with chapter 99.
Yeah.
Then be prepared, O righteous, and present your petitions as a reminder. Offer them as a testimony before the angels. You would assume the angels already know about this.
Mhm.
They don't need a testimony. That they may bring in the sins of the unrighteous before the Most High as a reminder. Also, I'm sure God knows about this.
Yes.
I think he's in on it. Then the nations will be thrown into confusion, and the families of the nations will be unsettled.
So this is an example of one of the signs which the wise will understand as a sign that the last days are fast approaching. Apparently, according to Eerdmans.
Sure. And this may be a reference to the, a Tower of Babel kind of thing.
Maybe.
Maybe not necessarily, but at least to the same effect of, confusion, people walking around everywhere, all mixing and maybe even interbreeding.
Which Ezra
horrible.
and Nehemiah say are terrible things.
Yeah.
I think they're in different places too. I think there's a bit in what was it? Deuteronomy? No.
I don't remember, but it's very
Uh,
clear in Ezra and Nehemiah.
Yeah, it's very clear in Ezra and Nehemiah.
Either way, yeah, and the families of the nations will be unsettled on the day of the destruction of iniquity. At that very time, those who are giving birth will bring forth, and they will sell and abandon their young infant. Okay, I'm going to look at the note for this. So, yeah, this is the Greek, and apparently the Ethiopic is corrupt, but they are translating this, and their restoration of this is sell. They will sell and abandon their young infants.
Well, at least they're not eating them.
Oh, yeah, that.
Or just
Because
handing them away.
Those who
Deuteronomy does have that curse in it.
Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28, where they talk about how they're going to eat their own children.
God will, if you have sinned against God, he'll make you eat your children.
Yeah.
But no,
There's a
now they're
workaround.
just selling them.
Don't have kids.
Yeah.
He's selling them and abandoning them. And those who are with child will abort. And those who are
Have
nursing.
they referenced abortion in anything else? In
Kind
the
of.
There
was,
I
Heard
think
it?
yes.
there's been a miscarriage, maybe.
No, there was when God was ripping babies out of their wombs.
But that's God doing. It's like that's a miscarriage, right? Because
That's not exact. I think if God's doing it, that's not really a miscarriage.
right. But they would assume that any time it happened to any woman, it was either God doing it or
I could
like
swear
Lilith
it was
or,
part of like a war thing though.
Mm.
I'd have to look up the exact verse,
well,
but I
There
remember
was
that.
definitely inferences to abortion.
Yeah,
But they would, as far as I knew, think that was a bad thing. Obviously,
they are. I would say that they're distinct from miscarriages, even in the Bible.
Yeah.
Either way,
Is that like just a responsibility thing? Like, is Lilith responsible for the miscarriages? But
well, later on, yeah, she well, responsible, quote unquote, for the
Right.
miscarriages. But yeah, there was a lot of infant mortality.
Uh-huh.
So Lilith and midwives are evil because they can't do their job. Anyways.
and Solomon cutting those babies. In
Oh,
half.
yeah. That was something else, though.
But he didn't do it.
He didn't. No, he was smarter than that. He was wise.
He almost did it.
You need some very high. You need a very high level of wisdom to not cut a child in half.
Yeah.
apparently back then.
Yeah. And those who are nursing will cast off their children, and they will not return to their infants or to their sucklings, nor will they spare their beloved ones. Again, I swear to you, sinners, that sin is prepared for a day of ceaseless bloodshed. Those who worship stones, there's a note here, translation of verses 7 through 9, reflects the Greek, Ethiopic, and Tertullian's Latin. Interesting. I didn't know that he had a translation of it.
Huh?
Those who worship stones and who carve images of silver and gold and wood and stone and clay and worship phantoms and demons and abominations and evil spirits and all errors not according to knowledge. No help will you find from them. So this is already in a point in history where we see arguably an emergence of what we would call Judaism.
I guess.
Because they're getting rid of evil spirits and demons and other abominations and grave images.
I mean, like, they're very much so defending, like, the you shall not worship other gods before me kind of mentality.
But this, with the talking about worship of phantoms and demons,
Right.
and other stuff. So
well,
this
demonology is all, you can go watch my Christian demonology video
later.
You can.
later. It's around, but that was just like labels that they gave to other gods. So like,
And also like other like just bad things that happened in general, which you could find more about.
so the Lilith worshippers literally worship miscarriages.
Murdering of children.
How about abominations? They like those?
They
like
love those.
Epstein type shit. That's what Lilith worshippers are into.
Almost. Let's see. Also, let's see what else is there. Because the whole thing about Lilith worship is if you go back to classic, Lilith ideology,
Yeah.
it wouldn't exactly be what it is now. But if you're looking through some other esoteric stuff, then nightly emissions, wet dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I would
the
worship
succubus, incubus kind of association.
Definitely.
I know a few occultists who claim to have called upon Lilith to send them sensual dreams.
You know what you could do? Fall asleep thinking about that stuff.
You could.
Works just fine.
Or you could.
You could call Lilith.
You could call Lilith.
Yeah.
1-800-LILITH right now for a free demon in your dreams.
So either way,
let's get back to
yes. People are evil for worshiping these things. Their day is coming. They will be led astray by the folly of their hearts, and their eyes will be blinded by the fear of their hearts, and the visions of your dreams will lead you astray. You and the false works that you have made and constructed of stone, you will be destroyed together. So this isn't just, a new heaven and a new earth. This is... It's pretty much, I guess it would be a new earth, a completely new earth. Even like all the traces.
Like how Earth was changed when that big space rock hit and killed all those dinosaurs. It's a new Earth.
Yes.
It'll be like that.
It'll be like that, but except there's one difference. It seems like not a trace will be left.
Yeah. No fossil record.
Nope. Then blessed will be all who listen to the words of the wise, and learn to do the commandments of the Most High, and walk in the paths of his righteousness, and do not err with the erring, for they will be saved. Hold on, did we move it over to 100 or to 99?
We're on 99.
Through 99. I know we're
Just
still on 99.
through 99. Change the video titles.
Oh,
Yeah, through 99.
I didn't know. I thought you said to 100. I heard that. Everyone said good job, and I did. Oh, okay. I don't have to do any more now.
Either way. Some more woes. This is the beginning of Enoch's fourth discourse. But see, still, this is in chapter 99, which is why dividing this was so weird for us.
Yeah.
But the reading went a lot faster than we thought it would. Woe to you who spread evil for your neighbor, for in Sheol you will be slain.
In Sheol you will be slain.
Woe to you who lay the foundations of sin and deceit, and cause bitterness on the earth, for because of it they will be brought to an end. Woe to those who build their houses not with their own labors, and make the whole house of the stones and bricks of sin. The stones and bricks of sin. Is that just like from labor? Like slave labor?
Slave labor, not Yahweh temples.
Sure.
Maybe.
But yeah, that would work too.
Like, I don't know.
But
public bathhouses.
I think one of the reason I think it's more of slave labor type stuff is because it's with their blood. It's you're breaking their backs.
Yeah.
The reason I think that is because of the part of the verse before. Woe to those who build their houses not with their own labors. So I think it would make sense. But either way, woe to you, you will have no peace. Woe to those who reject the foundation and everlasting inheritance of their fathers. And a spirit of error pursues you. You will have no rest. Woe to you who practice lawlessness and aid iniquity, murdering their neighbor until the day of the great judgment. For he will destroy your glory and lay affliction on your hearts, and arouse his wrath against you, and destroy all of you with the sword. But all the righteous and holy will remember your unrighteous deeds.
I like how he needs the sword.
He always needs the sword
Why?
because swords are cool.
Oh yeah. Is that it
That's it.
for today?
Yep, that is all.
Wow. Well, if you enjoyed today's stream, you can support us by buying us stuff on Amazon. We got a wish list.
We got
You
our Amazon wish list. Link is in the description. We also have Patreon if you want to.
We did get some stuff from the Amazon.
We
wish
did.
list.
We did.
Yeah, we got Hitler's Holy Relics. I've been reading through that. I'm like 5 chapters in now. We got some books for Chris's.
Yes, thank you for that book on the cult of the saints in Latin Christianity. I'm getting started. Didn't realize
he
the
is.
index or prefix was kind of useless, but I'm in there now. I'm finally reading the first chapter, so it's good. It's kind of long. The chapter, at least.
Either
the
way,
chapters are long.
Glad you're reading it.
Yeah. The Hitler's Holy Relics chapters are not that long.
Yeah.
But I brought that hard drive over. Maybe we can get some of my other.
I'll try. That takes time.
And if that doesn't work, I guess I can probably bring it to like Best Buy or something. Like,
Sure.
yeah. Here's
Either
an
way,
external hard drive. Put it on here.
We'll give it the old college try. So either way, yes. Patreon, lots of cool rewards on Patreon. You could be on this show. You could be on Atheist Sunday School. You can get a whole bunch of stuff. You can win T-shirts. Get all the video scripts, all that neat stuff. Also, our Teespring. If you don't want to be a patron or get something off our wish list, you could get a shirt. We got some newer shirts. They're very cool, I think.
Yeah.
Got a good
We
amount of
don't
stuff.
have any promo.
And also
codes
for
right
Valentine's Day.
now. Oh, we do?
No.
We have a shirt.
We have
for
a Valentine's
Day.
shirt. The Rod of God.
Yep, the Rod of God T-shirt.
And thou shalt take this rod in thine hand. It's got a little heart around it. It's real nice.
Super tasteful.
It is tasteful.
It's
Thank
a
you.
Bible quote.
Yeah. So that's that stuff. Also, if you just want to do free stuff to help us out, Facebook, Milwaukee Atheists. There's also Twitter. MKE Atheists. BitChute also. Link is in the description.
Click that bell in the YouTube subscription.
Yeah, all
thing.
that good stuff. And share it around, subscribe.
Use your telepathic abilities to force the 200 people that are closest to you to click that bell. They don't even have to sub. Just click the bell.
You should also send it in private messages to everyone who either follows you on Twitter.
Yeah, customize the hell out of it. Make it personalized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should do that.
Yeah.
Either way.
Include the YouTube link in your handwritten letters to family members.
They have to type it out.
in the old country.
If they don't care enough, and we don't need them here.
Yeah, sure. Right.
We need the people who will
Care.
go
Whole bunch.
all out.
Speaking of which, we're gonna get near 20K soon.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's a very slow climb.
It's
been
slow.
this past February so far. January wasn't very good. Really not great. But hopefully once we get some of these bigger videos
it's
done.
cold out.
Thanks.
Not a
Yeah.
good reason.
People are less interested in the world.
I don't know, but either way, we are working on it. We are trying to create new, interesting content, and hopefully that gets some traction.
Yes.
By the way, if you do watch, if you do like what we do, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
And if you're in our outer circle of the first 20,000 subscribers, good job.
Good job.
Amazing.
God bless you. And everybody, we will see you on Sunday.